What is up, Sagittarius? Welcome to your general and timeless reading. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. My name's Jordyn. I'm a master Reiki practitioner and a tarot reader. And let's get into it. Sag, you feel very witty. You feel very much so. I feel a lot of business endeavors with you, and I feel like you're wanting to create things. I feel like you're attracting a lot of people at this time. And I just like your energy. Like I wanted to start your reading right away, which was really weird. I set up my camera and immediately I knew what two decks I wanted to use for you. I'm using Witches Tarot and Spellcasters. To me, I found it really interesting that I was drawn to two decks that, to me, these represent like an old timeline. That's not a bad thing though. This to me I feel as if almost like you're coming back to a more authentic version of yourself. If you feel like, dang, I haven't felt this good in a long time, like that makes a lot of sense. Like it makes a lot of sense. If for some of you, you might not be embodying this energy quite yet, but this feels very like empowered. This feels very like your finances are going to be improving. Structures in your life are going to be improving. If you're looking for a relationship read, I feel like relationships are going to be fine. I don't feel like you're really going to have to worry about relationships. If you're ending a relationship right now, I wouldn't be shocked. It's probably because a new relationship is going to be coming in for you and your work's going to be more of your focus, but this relationship is really going to support the things that you're building. That's really, I feel like whatever you're building for yourself or whatever hobby you're taking on or whatever business you're encountering or job or home you're really partaking in is going to be your focus. And whatever relationships trickle in because of that are going to be very supportive of what you're taking on. So let's get into it. I just really like your energy. You're just in this space of like feeling really confident in yourself. I'm really torn between which deck to start with for you. I really want to start with Spellcasters. I do. No, we're going to clarify with it. We're going to start with Witches Tarot. Yeah, this is your base. Okay. Because we're going to get more information from Spellcasters when we clarify. Let's see. What do we got for you? Sagittarius. I just heard total control. I feel like this is nice. I like this so much for you. I feel like you're getting to a place of knowing I didn't go silent. I'm thinking of how I want to say this. I promise. It's not what's worth your time. That's not the right way to say it. It's almost like it's not what's worth your time. It's not what's worth your time. It's not that, because it's not your time that you're realizing is the priority right now. It's more so your thought, like what's taking up space in your head and your emotional space. It's not your time. Yeah, Two of Cups, it's things that are not in alignment, like not really making you feel alive, things that are not really, like if you're not looking at it and that shit's not lighting you up, you're like, no, bye, not doing it, not partaking in it. If you're not a friend that's really feeding me, if you're not a relationship that's really helping me grow, if you're something that's bringing me down, it's not my job to pull you up, right? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Now I got to pull me up every day. I got to take care of me every day. You're your own responsibility. It's a very, like, you feel very cut and dry, but it's not in like a rude sense. It's just kind of like, I know what's my responsibility and I know what's not. And you're stepping away from, you're not carrying other people's stuff anymore. If you felt that it was your job to take on other people's things and be a caretaker, you're no longer being the caretaker. I like this. I like this. It's yeah, you're getting rid of like a savior mentality or a caretaker mentality, which is really nice. Let's see what else we got for you. So you got the Four of Cups, the Moon, and the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles was out first. So you have two fours. Fours are about stability. Fours are also about the things that we want to hold close to us, but also the things that we struggle to release. With the Four of Cups in reverse, you're finally allowing yourself to welcome in the things that your heart really wants. And with the Four of Pentacles, you're protecting it. You're protecting it. And so it's almost like, hey, I'm going, why are they showing me? They showed me the story of the rabbit and the tortoise and the hare. I said the rabbit and the hare. The tortoise and the hare. I feel like you're realizing that you don't have to rush through everything. In the past, you might have felt like things were a competition, or you might have had that's what it is. You had your hand in too many buckets, and things weren't becoming successful, or you weren't succeeding at them in the way that you wanted to or expected to. You're understanding that right now, putting and focusing your energy on the things that most light you up is actually where you're going to thrive. And with the moon here, you don't need to tell people about it. People might think that you're being secretive, or that you're pulling in, or you're hiding things from them, and you're not. You're actually you're realizing that, like, I don't need to disclose all the things that are most sacred to me, to the world. And I explain this all the time on Patreon. When I do certain readings, there's certain channels that come in and I say, it's just not time to say this yet. And it will come up in 2-3 weeks in a reading. And I'll be like, oh, this is what I couldn't say in a reading 2-3 weeks ago, because it just wasn't time to say it. And so that was a message that was like, oh, that was a secret that I couldn't tell you yet. And in time, it will be time to tell them. It's just that there's going to be a time and a place, and it might not be the time and place. And you're realizing, I'm not obligated to tell you just because you want to know right this second. I'll tell you when I want to, because it's mine to tell. You're not allowed to demand that information from me, because it's my life and it's my endeavors and it's my goals that I'm building. Bye-bye. Trinity. Woo! This is interesting. I like it though. It's a cool energy. It's a cool vibe. Two of Wands in reverse. This is somebody else. This feels like somebody else completely. This is somebody's like, yeah, Page of Swords. Somebody's getting pissed off. This is somebody throwing a tantrum. This is a tantrum. That's exactly what this is. Page of Swords in reverse is somebody like, I can't believe you're doing this to me. And actually it's all of their, it's a load. It's a load of bull bukkake. Okay, that's what it is. Two of Wands in reverse is they're not getting their way. They're not moving in the direction that they want. And so they might even threaten you with like, well, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Or I don't want to be in this relationship. Or, well, you're not going to have this job if you don't tell me blah, 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 right? And it's actually going to work against them. Like, you're just going to be like, okay, bye. 10 of Wands. And they're going to realize that's not actually what they want, because they're working from a wounded child. It's not going to move in the direction that they want. It's going to backfire. It's not going to be successful, but what's going to happen is that you're actually going to make them see things from a new perspective. This is really interesting. So let's clarify with the spellcasters now. Yeah, so you get into this space of like really protecting what it is that you want to build, and then somebody's going to be like, want the information. You're realizing you're not obligated to give them the information just because they want it. Sorry. Don't have to. I'm not saying that like secrets are a good thing, but it's like if I have it's like if reading somebody's diary. Just because I think it doesn't mean I need to share it with you. Just because I write it in my diary or my journal doesn't mean that I need to be like, yeah, here's my journal, read it. No, like, oh, you want to read my journal? Yeah, sure. No, that's precious. That's sacred to me. Like, I don't need to share that with you just because you want to, just because you want to know. Like, sorry. No. Let's look at the Two of Cups. Stupid. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You're no longer investing in things out of alignment. We beat that like a dead horse. So on to the next card. Queen of Swords in reverse, 3 of Swords. You've already done your healing. You're just no longer explaining yourself about the things that you don't want to accept. With the 4 of Cups in reverse, it's this space of like, I'm only allowing things in my life that light me up. You're no longer repeating yourself. Queen of Swords in reverse, you're going silent. You're like, causing me pain, causing me harm, not doing it. This is really redundant on your part. We're going to get a lot more on them. Because you are a really big channel. If I have a really big channel on somebody, the cards are going to be really short and sweet to the point. Libra energy with the Queen of Swords. We are in Libra season. You could be dealing with somebody who has strong Libra in their chart. Strong Libra meaning they have a planet placed in it, or sun, moon, rising, for example. Or a planet like Saturn, Pluto, Venus. Get what I'm saying? Four of Pentacles. Thank you. Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles. This is funny. Okay, so whoever you're dealing with, whether it be a friend, a colleague, romantic partner, or maybe it's even just a situation in and of itself, it is a foundation. It's a four of Wands, and part of you really does want to hold on to it. This could be something you even built for yourself, and you're like, this makes me happy, this lights me up, and you're just trying to find the balance between this and everything else going on in your life, right? And you're protecting it. You're protecting it with everything you have in you. Now, the Four of Pentacles minus the Two of Pentacles means that there's something else to balance with it. That's probably this energy over here. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm trying to balance what I'm protecting, and now I have this coming in attacking me, and I don't want to have to deal with like having to protect what I love and deflect all this expectation of how I should be living or doing things, or what I have to tell people, right? Empress, I figured. This is my Emperor Empress deck, which I'm not shocked by. So then we have the Empress on the moon and the Ace of Pentacles. You're quite literally like, see how she's turning her back to the moon? Like, I don't need to tell you what I'm hiding, the moon, right? Or what I'm keeping to myself. My new beginning is my new beginning. It's mine. I wrote it in my diary, my journal, right? I'm keeping it to myself. I'm hermit mode. I don't need to tell you just because you want to know. Okay. So you're pretty short, sweet, to the point. Let's see why it's driving this person crazy so much. This could be somebody that you're, like, let's say that you're wanting to just have more time alone and you're taking up a hobby and it's driving your partner crazy, and they're like, well, why can't I come with you? Why can't I do this? So let's continue. Dun, 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 dun. Give me 2 seconds. If only people understood that the tarot is actually based off the story of the Bible. Yeah. Genesis, study tarot. They go hand in hand. Oh, rude awakening when you do. It's really strange. Anyway. Go to church every Sunday. Sorry to burst your bubble. Let's look at the Two of Wands. The Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. It makes me laugh so hard, man. This is so stupid. The Two of Wands reverse and the Six of Pentacles. This person is really struggling to find balance in their own life. And so, right, now they know. Now they know. Judgment. Oh, resurrection. Judgment day. Oh, meeting Jesus at the gates of heaven. No way. You're kidding me. Lovers. The story of Adam and Eve. You have no idea? Now you know. If you look at the card, it's quite literally an archangel, Adam and Eve, and the snake wrapped around the tree, and the apple. Oy vey. Anyway, I digress. Two of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Somebody here is really struggling to find their path. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's because they're struggling to invest in themselves. And so they might be putting external focus on this person and how they are investing in themselves. And it's forcing them to end something like their attachment to another person and find their own personal power. Okay, so they're seeing somebody become a Queen of Wands and they're like, oh my God, I don't know how to do that in myself. And so in turn, they're like, I'm starting to dislike you and I want to know what your secret is and how you're becoming this Queen of Wands, how you're becoming this person because I want to become that person. And it's really coming off as anger. Eight of Swords in reverse and the Five of Swords, there's a Three of Swords in between this. They feel trapped in their own mind with the Eight of Swords, and with the Five of Swords here, it's all because of their own internal conflict, and the 8 minus the 5 gives you the 3. Another curveball about tarot, it's actually really linked with psychology. It's not witchcraft. It's actually just a tool to explore your soul in your subconscious mind. You're welcome. Let's look at the Two of Pentacles now. Oy vey. The Hermit. It's funny. And higher states of consciousness can be achieved by anybody with the practice of meditation. Okay. The Hermit on the Two of Pentacles. When this person finally drops their attachment to this individual and they really understand that they can explore another path, they're actually going to go into, this does feel like the Hangman, like the dark night of the soul, but it feels like it's more of a place of acceptance. This does feel like a pain in the heart space, but I think it's more of them learning to transmute this understanding of, I'm actually only disliking them because they're doing something that I struggle to do for myself. So let's see what they were actually saying. This is tied to the Ten of Wands because they're realizing that they were lying to themselves. They were actually angry at this person because they were scared to reach an end of a cycle or an end of a version of themselves. Tarot's not black magic, and only people who believe in black magic attract it to themselves, because energy works on a spectrum. So I only believe in white light. Woohoo! Look at it all around me. It's great. Page of Swords. Knight of Cups. Yeah, see, they don't speak from their authentic self. They don't speak from their authentic selves. And then the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Six of Wands and the Six of Cups. See, when they finally close out the cycle, though, they get to this place of like feeling powerful, right? They feel powerful. They feel that they're getting to this place of recognition because they're realizing that their past was more so them not believing in themselves, believing in what they can really accomplish for themselves. And they're understanding that they're truly in a place of releasing this burden that they were carrying. They were carrying this idea that they weren't capable of becoming a new version of themselves, that they weren't capable of being a Queen of Wands, that they weren't capable of starting a new cycle for themselves, of being an empress, right? Of creating and having this confidence to move forward on their own, that they always had to lean on somebody else. They're realizing that they don't need to do that. They can still have healthy connections with other people and be independent. So it's kind of like a form of codependency that they're working through. Let's look at the Eight of Wands. We have the Four of Cups in reverse, the Moon, and the Four of Pentacles, very similar to what this person was going through over here. They had the Four of Cups in reverse and the Four of Pentacles as well. Yeah. So what was stopping them from moving forward was the same thing that this person was going through. They were just mirroring each other. And so that's typically what happens. It's the lesson of the Buddha. That's quite literally what it's called. So yes, I study other religions as well because it's just like bottles of water, in my opinion. You're welcome to your opinion as well. Maybe it's black magic. And sorry, I'm quite funny, I will say. But the lesson of the Buddha is, it's like when you learn a lesson, then you pass it on to another. So this person had learned that lesson of, I need to allow myself to accept the very things that I want, that I keep pushing away out of fear. And I then need to nurture and hold on to them, right? This person's realizing that, oh, I need to accept the very things that I used to reject and push away. And now I need to protect and hold on to them. So they're realizing that before, subconsciously, they were rejecting them. They were pushing them away, and that's what was stopping them from moving forward because it was rooted in their wounded child. And they were mirroring this dynamic with this now Empress. And so one person learned the lesson, they detached from them because they didn't want to continue that cycle, and they evolved. And now they're learning the lesson, and then they're going to most likely either come back together or go on their separate paths. So let's look at this Page of Wands. But that's the lesson of the Buddha. And typically that's what our relationships bring us. Yeah, see? Judgment. Resurrection. The truth, right? The Ace of Swords. It's the authentic self. It's aligning with our true face, right? The authenticity, the clarity, understanding, wow, I was working through distortion. I was working through a part of me that I didn't see or didn't want to accept. And so now I can go through the rebirth. I can burn away or resurrect, right? The parts of me that are true, the parts of me that are loving, the parts of me that are kind. So now I can move out of this place of feeling like, oh, I'm not getting what I want, or I'm not getting the recognition that I want. Wait, I have a new perspective now. I can have love. I can have success. I can have this following that I want. I can have a healthy use of power, right? A healthy use of authority. When we say power and authority, language is very powerful in and of itself, right? I have the power to wake up every day happy, right? I have the power to be a kind person. I have the power to spread joy, right? Use your language in a way that helps you shift your perspective. Use your language in a way that gives you the power to reframe your life, okay? So you have the authority to use your power in an appropriate way. Because typically we see those words, power and authority, with a really negative connotation. When we start to switch the way that we perceive things, your perspective and your reality is going to change very differently. And that's the right use of power. And that's what the collective's going through right now, is learning how to use their power in an appropriate way. Okay? So it's time to walk away from the scarcity mindset, because you're realizing that that scarcity mindset, those limiting beliefs, were actually blocking you from your 10 of Cups. Okay? I'm glad we had some very comic relief throughout our reading. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki quantum healing session, please check out my website below. I'm going to be opening up my site for one-on-one mentoring as well, spiritual life coaching. I am a certified spiritual life coach. And yeah, check it out. I love you all. I wish you the best. If you want a free 10-minute reading, check out Patreon. That's where I do the monthly readings, energy shift readings, moon cycle readings, weekly Patreon-only videos. And I do some energy work on there as well, and things to help you on your spiritual path. So if you're going through an awakening or you need help on your spiritual path, that is definitely the platform for you. I love you. I wish you the best, and put yourself first. Okay? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.